Day 1 and 2 of the Men's World Hockey Championship got off to a flying start, with the Ducks' future shining bright. There were standout performances across the board. Let's start with Team USA, who opened against one of the host countries in Denmark. This is a very young American squad. The roster is packed with skill, and the game was a lot of fun to watch. Denmark, on the other hand, lacks NHL talent, so it's encouraging that the US dominated the way they did. That said, this is likely the most space they'll see in the tournament, so they need to adjust and play faster as the competition ramps up. The Duck I found most impactful out of all the Ducks in all these games, despite not registering a point on the scoreboard, was Jackson LaCombe.
Jackson LaCombe is another one to keep a close eye on, folks. Number 2, doesn't get a ton of publicity playing for the Anaheim Ducks, but man, this kid can play the game.
After taking a solid bump early on, he was fantastic, looking like every bit a top-pair defenseman. He led his team in ice time by more than 2 minutes, playing in all situations, power play and penalty kill. I was especially impressed with his quick passes on the power play. He registered just one shot, but controlled the blue line effectively. Take this keep-in, for example. Just like the goal he was on the ice for, he kept the puck alive and made a quick pass to Thompson to set up a chaotic goal. Though he wasn't as active as we've seen him with the Ducks, he picked a spot to jump into the play wisely. He showed off a spin move we've seen before.
LaCombe, look at that spin move.
And of course, it wouldn't be a Comer game without him getting into the crease. After a great back check and puck battle, something he did well all game long, he found himself in the blue paint, even got slapped by the goalie for good measure. I wish I could show all of his 21-minute shifts because it was fun to watch. Being away from Gudas seems to have really freed him up. The only really bad play was this risky pass, but he got away with it. And by the way, he's doing all this while playing on his off wing. If he can do that in the NHL, it would open up so much space for so many left-handed defensemen the Ducks have. One area I'd like to see improvement in is his stretch passes. At times, he didn't seem to push the issue when he could have. Honestly, I don't remember him even having one. The other Duck on Team USA, number 19, still wants Terry's number, Gauthier, made his return to the World Championship, where 2 years ago he was outstanding, almost a point-per-game player. Now, with an NHL season under his belt, it will be interesting to see how impactful he'll be. Based on Game 1, it's safe to say, very impactful. Despite playing just under 13 minutes of ice time, including very limited power play time because the first unit basically plays the full 2 minutes, that's quite the concept there, and I like it. Cutter registered a goal and an assist on 4 shots as his line dominated, much like Team USA did overall. His goal was vintage Cutter at this point, using his speed to generate a breakaway and then finishing with a perfect post shot and in.
Cutter Gauthier off the post and in, and the Americans take the 1-0 lead.
And the celly in front of the home nation's crowd, he was built for these moments. To be honest, I'm glad he scored that goal because outside of it, he wasn't all that noticeable in the first period. But just like the rest of the Team USA, he came alive as the game went on. One area I'd like to see more from him is on the forecheck. He wasn't particularly aggressive there this game. The larger ice surface probably makes that harder to do though. Still, he had a number of great passes, and if not for Denmark's goalie, who faced 48 shots, he probably would have added a few more points on the board. And not to outdo himself, but his late-game assists might have even been nicer than his goal. Very Leo-esque, one might say. Speaking of Leo Carlsson, he and Lundeström have gone off to a strong start with the other host country, Sweden, who've won both of their games. Though the last one was a bit of a wake-up call in the close battle with Austria. Leo was much more active in Game 1. He whiffed on a one-timer early in the period, but scored on nearly the same play at the end of it. A one-timer so hard the refs lost the puck, and they had to dig it out.
Where's that? I got a goal. I think it's inside.
This shift was by far his best offensively in either game. He created 3 grade A scoring chances and even attempted a between-the-legs shot. Not for the flash, though, but to improve the angle, as he later said. Leo is listed as Sweden's top center, but his ice time doesn't fully reflect that. He's not on the top power play unit, and based on how their power play looks, a lot of right-handed shots, very Ducks-like in the lack of finish, they may want to change that. He had 3 shots against Slovakia and none against Austria. In both games, he carried the puck in well and dished to the trailer, but he rarely took defenders one-on-one. Aside from the shift I mentioned earlier, he looked to pass almost the entire way, right down till he got to the goal line. It did feel like he was being protected at times. He didn't take too many defensive zone draws. He looked like the fastest player on the ice most of the time when he decided to turn it on. He needs to be more assertive. He is Sweden's future number 1C, and the fans clearly know it, judging by the Leo chants echoing throughout the arena.
Scouts and managers in the NHL who believe that Carlsson might be a left-handed Mats Sundin.
Well, that would be pretty amazing for Anaheim and for Leo Carlsson.
He's just 20 years of age.
But he's got the big frame, plays both ways.
for growing into his offensive game, and he showed some flashes at the end of this year. High ceiling.
As for Lundy, he's in a familiar spot, fourth line duty, but he's making the most of it. He helped kill off Sweden's only penalty so far in the tournament and continues to do great work along the boards and in the corners, just like he did last year. His lone assist came from simply putting the puck back to the point, but the details beforehand matter. He carried the puck in, made the smart decision not to take it behind the net like usual, making the dish to the trailer, and then won the boards battle to help set up the play. Honestly, I'm always more impressed with Lundy at Worlds than in the NHL. Yes, the lesser competition, bigger ice surface helps, which is why I wonder, should he consider moving to the SHL? He could likely make the same amount of money as he would on his next NHL contract and have a more impactful role. Just look at Solberg. He's been the best player on his SHL team since going home. Lundy did get a little promotion in game number 2, moving up to the third line in the third period. He looked really good and got his only shot of the game. And he even took Leo's shifts late. What, was Cronin behind the bench? Last but not least, Stan Solberg for Team Norway, who played a whopping 29 minutes. No one else came within 5 minutes of that, and I believe that is the most in the tournament by far. He also had 7 shots. Again, I believe the most in the tournament. This was the most physical game of the 4 I've talked about so far. Not really surprising. Solberg delivered some solid hits, not the biggest we've seen from him, but still plenty of them.
Good. Stay here. Hey, I'm here. Stay back. Get. Hey, 72. It's third time. It's the third time. I warn you. Okay?
That said, he didn't have the best hit of the night.
Throws it for Vesterheim. He played it past Gloryov, and he went right into the Kazakhstan bench. That's a good way to get some attention from your team, saying, let's go, boys.
Unfortunately, Norway lost 2-1 to Kazakhstan in what was pretty much a must-win game to keep their next-round hopes alive. It's going to be tough from here on out. They were the better team, but they got goalied, hit 3 posts, including one by Solberg on his best chance of the game, and just couldn't finish. He couldn't believe it.
And he can't believe that he didn't score.
Solberg was everywhere. He played on the power play, the penalty kill, left side, right side, and even forward at one time. Drafted as more of a defensive defenseman, I was actually more impressed with his offensive instincts and how comfortable he looked moving the puck. Not gonna lie though, he got beat a lot in this game. As much as we love his physicality, there were times he went for a big hit or a hip check and ended up out of position or just got caught puck watching. It's something he still needs to figure out, when to go for these big plays and when to stay smart and simple. Day 3 starts today with more action for Team USA and Norway. Sweden has an off day. If you watched any games, who impressed you the most? Thank you to our members. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.